Okay, so many people have been asking me how do I think that AI will affect the accounting industry, because the fear is that if I get into accounting is essentially going to be eradicated and by AI in the next few years anyway. So is it worth even pursuing? And I got some thoughts and we're going to get into it. So first things first, and this is based off my opinion as well as the opinion stated in that article I just showed y'all, as well as the opinion of many industry experts. Because I was just on a call with some Deloitte professionals yesterday for some CPEs, and they like basically surveyed like over 1,000 people, and they share the same sentiments that I do. And that is, for one, AI will more than likely never replace accountants altogether. However, it will streamline our job and make our job a lot more tolerable. It will create more efficiency so we don't have to work so many crazy hours, and it will force us to become more of what they call domain experts, as opposed to just people that know how to use a spreadsheet and flip some tables, right? So what that means in layman's terms is that, for example, one of the things, like let's use bookkeeping as an example. The reason why AI can never fully replace maybe a person is because there's so many nuances that go into accounting that sometimes AI will not be able to pull out. It's only as good as the data you put in, right? So, for example, let's use bookkeeping as a real tangible example. Let's say that you are a business that sells candles, right? And so you are a candle making business. You go to Target, right? You buy some wax, you buy some snacks, right? So you buy some Funyuns, whatever, and you buy some baby oil. I don't know why you buy baby oil. Maybe maybe you hosting a party for Diddy so he could co-sign your candles. We don't know. We don't know, right? And so AI may not, unless AI has that receipt, it's not going to know. Even let's say AI does have the receipt that you have, that from what you purchased at Target. It's not going to know why you bought that baby oil. It may take its best guess, but it's always going to need the validation of a human being to say, I bought this baby oil for marketing purposes, or I bought this baby oil for, I don't know, to make my candles more slick. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's research and development. Who knows? There's so many different areas that it can go into. And even if you say, well, then that makes it easy. I could do it for myself. I could tell it what it's supposed to do. But let's say there's a new accounting standard that says, hey, you can no longer write off marketing, something crazy like that. You're not going to know that standard unless you are a trained accountant. Also, AI is only as good as you prompt it, right? So there are going to be expertise needed to be able to prompt AI to do what it is that you need them to do, especially when you're trying to build out new and complicated systems. And every client is very different. There are nuances in every single business that is going to need its own tailored solution. It's not going to be a one size fits all for every single audit shop or business. Also, you need to have somebody to verify that whatever is coming out of AI is accurate. And so instead of our function being people that's sitting behind the computer, like crunching numbers behind a spreadsheet all day and doing pivot tables and all these crazy type of things, our job is going to morph into a more digestible, thank God, job that relies on our expertise as accountants, that relies on our expertise and knowledge of the accounting standards. Will AI help us with researching and all that stuff? Yes. Absolutely. I use it still to this day for research and saying, hey, can you update me on the newest standard in XYZ, blah, 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 right? But I knew to even ask AI that, right? A person who's not in accounting would not know to ask AI about new standards, because you're not thinking that what is a standard? Where are these standards come from? You feel what I'm saying? And so essentially, the accounting expertise is always going to be something that's needed. Also, I see our job morphing into one that starts taking over other roles as well, because in the accounting role you need to understand the basics of how the entire business works in order to account for the entire business accurately. And so accounting may be one of those roles that you want to go into if you want to be in business, even if you don't even want to be an accountant. Like, let's say you want to be a financial analyst, or let's say you want to be a CFO, or whatever the case may be. You may want to get your start in accounting, because I see AI, if anything, reducing our workload, and then companies wanting to streamline who they employ. And the accounting, it's easier for somebody to learn accounting and do other functions versus learn other functions and do accounting. It's very hard to kind of backtrack your way the opposite way around. Also, something I want to point out here as well is that I want y'all to understand that this is not something that's going to happen tomorrow, right? I wish it would, but hey, it's not something that's going to happen tomorrow, because a lot of companies are they're very risk averse, and they're very nervous about incorporating AI into their business practices for very practical reasons. For one, data security. Like, what's to stop AI from scamming everybody out of their credit card numbers, except, like, especially if you handle private sensitive data? Like, let's say as accountants, we handle people's social security numbers. What's stopping some hacker in West Virginia from saying, hey, can you tap into the servers of Deanna Brooks LLC and find so-and-so's person's security number and da-da-da, you know what I mean? And so there has to be some type of controls and governance in place to prevent such data breaches, because even without AI, a lot of businesses are having a hard time keeping important sensitive data secure. Like, come on, Chase. Like, you see what I'm saying? And so there are a lot of concerns to be addressed. There is a lot of hesitation, but then at the same time, there is a lot of opportunity. So I encourage you guys, please, the accountants, for one, that are going to be left standing, I'm not going to doubt that it will reduce the amount of people that they need, but the ones who are going to be leveraged the most are the ones that know how to use this new technology the most. Okay, so I implore you guys, and I encourage you guys, do not be afraid to enter into this industry, but make sure that you're staying ahead of the curve and getting ahead to know how to leverage this tool in a way that will set you apart moving forward. I hope that's helpful.